Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do an unboxing from a new to me company called Miguron. I've seen really good things said about them, so in the pursuit of rock solid, budget friendly knives, I decided to give them a shot. Let's check them out together. Use my trusty box cutter here. First one is called the Perism, or Perism. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Miguron knives, professional, reliable, and satisfactory. Satisfactory. All right. And there's their details. It's pretty much no frills packaging. I'm okay with that. That means you're getting, hopefully, more product and less flair. Wow. Of course, they come with a little shipping grease on them, but that's okay. Helps keep the rust off them. Let me grab a cloth here. Give it a nice cleaning here. Both of these knives I got in are gray, which happens to be my favorite color. Which sounds depressing, but I don't know why. I've always been attracted to gray. No haze gray for this guy. That's a good looking knife. All right, get a once over on it. It is a flipper knife. It is riding on ball bearings. Very, very smooth action. Check out the jimping up here. Fits well in hand. Very, very good blade shape. You can choke up on this if you need more precision work. The Perism comes in with an overall length of 8.02 inches, a blade length of 3.25 inches, and a handle length of 4.77 inches. It has a handle thickness of 0.51 inches and a blade thickness of 0.12 inches. Comes in D2 steel here with a gray PVD coating, and the blade is a drop point. The grind is a flat grind. Check the sharpness. It's very sharp. This is no frills, between $30 and $40. This is pretty amazing. Wow, very nice. Try it here with my crazy left hand. Oh yeah, easy day. Easy one-handed manipulation. Very nice. All right, I'm gonna set this to the side and we're gonna open box number 2. Try this again. Hopefully I can do this a little bit better than last time. This particular model is called the Talism. That's a good looking handle. Love the shape. Let's get it open and check it out. All right, definitely different overall handle and blade shape. Very cool. Definitely covered in the shipping oil. What are your thoughts on this? I really like both of the designs. I'd say they're identical in their build construction. Identical length jimping on here. This is a really nice fuller on both sides of the blade. I think it definitely adds to the cool factor on it. Check out the handle here. For me, I have large size hands. I'm just about maxed out on this handle. Very good in the stab position. I don't think I'd ever do that. Very good in the stab position. Very good in the normal grip. And if you needed to choke up and get more purchase for intricate work, definitely can. Check out left-handed operation. Very nice. Very easy to do with both hands. You know, what's crazy to me is that these are budget knives. And between $30 and $40, there is some absolute junk out there that you can buy. For budget knives, these are absolutely awesome. Haven't got to use them in the field, obviously. But already you can just tell by their build quality that they're going to do good. These are both D2 based blades. D2 gets a lot of flack out there for not being the latest and greatest steel if you're a knife snob. But the thing is, D2 is an actual tool steel, and it is very good. So you keep it sharp, you keep it stropped, D2 is going to treat you very well. Specs on the Talism. We got an overall length of 7.02 inches, a blade length of 3.01 inches, a handle length of 4.01 inches, a handle thickness of 0.51 inches, a blade thickness of 0.12 inches. Nearly identical specs. I think the difference comes in the weight between them both. The Talism comes in at 3.28 ounces or 93 grams for those backcountry hunters. And the Perism comes in at a weight of 3.7 ounces and 105 grams. After carrying both of these knives around for a few days, I've noticed a few things about each of them, and I wanted to share those with you. First off, both of these knives have extremely great actions. They're very easy to deploy, very easy to stow when you're not using the blade. The difference in the scale texture on these two is quite evident. The Talism has an actual textured finish, and that's probably the base finish of that G10, but it is very noticeable, and it's not over grippy. It's just right to give you a good purchase on this handle. The Perism, on the other hand, is sanded, and it was clearly sanded because they gave it a contour here. And so by that nature, it's a lot more smooth. It still has great traction, but that's just something that I didn't notice initially when I unboxed these. Next, I wanted to talk about the pocket clips. They are tip-up right-hand carry. This one is actually ambidextrous, so you can do left and right-hand carry, tip-up. But they also have flush screws here, which I really like. Keeps your pocket from snagging when you insert this the entire way. Very thoughtfully done, very well executed. The Talism is ambidextrous, while the Perism is not. You can see here there's no screw holes, but it is flushly done here. Also, because this is a contoured handle, when they contoured the G10, clearly you can't contour the screws in there, and if you do, they would be there permanently. Lastly, about these knives is, to me, it's the little design details that make the huge difference, especially when both of these knives are kind of in a head-to-head match right now, the way I have it set up. Between these two, the Talism does a better job of executing the design. Maybe the Perism wasn't designed that way, but the Talism certainly is, and it does it very well. The fuller on here is on both sides of the blade, and it's gorgeous. It adds a huge depth and character to this pocket knife. As you can see here, the Perism does not have that. It's just a blade. There's nothing wrong with that. I just really like the fuller on here. It just gives the blade more depth. One of the things I was noticing while flipping this knife is that right here, you can see that there's some cutouts in the liners here. And that's really neat. And I'm not sure, I couldn't find anything on it, but I assume it's when you flip this, that when you're pushing hard, that you're not pushing on just standard 90-degree metal here. It's got a nice little 45-degree relief cut, and that's really neat. I noticed that the Perism does not have that. And putting these side by side, you can see those relief cuts. So again, it's the small things. And lastly, these two knives have a complete lack of billboarding on any of the blades. And that's awesome. I hate all the writing, all the garbage that manufacturers put on them. To me, it's just unnecessary. We know that the brand will have a logo somewhere, as you have the Miguron M here, but it doesn't need to be everything on the blade or on the handle or on the pocket clip. These are absolutely sterile, and it's awesome. More companies need to take heed of Miguron's cue here. If I had to choose between one of these knives to carry personally, hands down, I'm gonna carry the Talism. Would I carry the Perism? Absolutely. It is a great knife. In fact, it's an outstanding knife for the $28 price tag that I paid for it. It's absolutely outstanding. But if I'm gonna recommend one to somebody or gift someone knives, all day, I'm gonna gift them the Talism. It is an outstanding blade, and for the price, you cannot beat it. Out of these two knives, the Perism and the Talism, let me know which one you would choose. Which one would you use for EDC, or which one would you use for whatever? Let me know in the comments. That would be much appreciated. If you like what you saw here, please subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to pick one of these up, I'll have a link in the description to my Amazon affiliate store. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.